Today we're going to be doing a review of the Palmetto Armory Dagger Compact, and that's coming up next year on Jesse Be Outdoors. Welcome back everybody, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below if you like videos like this. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a tabletop, and then we're going to take it out and shoot this PSA Dagger Compact here. Now I picked this up on the used market, and there is a couple of things that I kind of got screwed on with the price of this, but that's okay because it still functions, and we're going to do a review on it. I am going to go over a couple of things after the tabletop that I got screwed on with buying this used, but overall what we're doing is a review of this gun. So let's go ahead and take it over to the table here and start the tabletop. The Palmetto Armory Dagger is a budget-minded gun, but it is packed with a lot of features. The slide on this PSA Dagger has extreme carry cuts. It comes with metal sights from the factory, it's made of stainless steel, and it has a DLC coating. Extreme carry cuts offer smoother edges on the front and rear of the slide to help with drawing faster without snagging. The metal sights from the factory are a 3-dot sight that help you pick them up easier. Since this is a Glock Gen 3 clone, if you're familiar with all the controls on that, they are exactly the same on the PSA Dagger. The PSA Dagger comes with a flat face trigger that is hinged, and that is one of the safeties on the gun. The total weight on this is 22.4 ounces unloaded. The total length on it is 7.15 inches. The total width on it is 1.28 inches. And the total height without the magazine on it is 4.78 inches. And it comes with one 15-round P-Mag, and you can see here it's actually got cutouts in the grip for you to strip that magazine in case it ever gets stuck. Because this is a Gen 3 Glock clone, field stripping is the same as a regular Gen 3 Glock. The total length of the barrel is 3.9 inches long. It is made from stainless steel, and it has a DLC coating, and it has a 1 in 10 twist. And the end of the barrel also has a target crown. Now this isn't part of the review, I'm just telling you guys because I'm always honest with you. I bought this gun used and there was a couple things not right with it. I didn't know it when I bought the gun, but I'm going to show you what it is. First is the recoil spring and guide rod. This is supposed to come with a metal one. You can see this is a Glock plastic one, so I kind of got screwed on that. But I did purchase the metal one, and I got one here, and the reason for that is I bought a different slide you're going to see in the future videos that I'm going to use this with. And then on this one, you can see it's cut for an RMR. Well, I didn't check the threads. I had no way of checking the threads when I met the guy, and the threads are screwed up in it. I tried to run a tap down it and re-tap them, but the one down here on the bottom, there's no meat left in there to get threads on. So basically, I've been shooting this like it's the plain regular slide. Now, on a positive note, this came with Ameriglow night sights, and it's got tritium front and rear on it. So that kind of makes up for it. I've been saying in this review it's a 3-dot just because I'm reviewing this like it's a $299 gun, not like what I paid for it. But I just wanted to be honest with you guys and showed you that you want to check these if you buy a gun used. And also, if you're getting a dagger, make sure you check the spring and guide rod. Now I want to check the trigger pull on this. First thing we got to do is make sure it's safe. You can see there's nothing in the magazine. Nothing in the chamber there. This gun is safe to check the trigger on. Now this one is kind of tricky to do a trigger pull on because the way that hinge trigger is. I got my Wheeler trigger gauge here. You can see I got it zeroed out right there. And I'm going to kind of help it for a second on here to get that trigger to go back, because if you don't, it's hard with that hinge trigger to get a trigger pull on this. And then we got a brake right there. And you can see we're just under 5.5 pounds on that. That's what I was getting off camera. We'll do it one more time here. Reset that. Get this trigger started here. Get it pulling. Alright, and you can see right there, we got basically 5.5 pounds, and that's what I was getting off camera on this. Now there is a couple things I like and dislike about this gun, but what we're going to do is we're going to take it outside and shoot it, and then after that I'll tell you guys what I think about it. So let's get outside and shoot it. Now we're outside with the Palmetto Dagger Compact here. We got the 15-round Magpul magazine that comes with it. We're going to try this one out first. This one, I'm going to try to get my aim down. I haven't shot this gun in a while, so let's go for the big silhouette here on the stand and see where we're hitting. Not too bad. pulling a little bit to the right. All right, I think I got it down now. Let's try that little gopher popper down there. Can't tell if I was hitting that or not. Let's go ahead and try another magazine. That one ran perfect. So after the first magazine through it, I like it. I really like the grip of it. The sights I got to get used to. They're a little bit different than when I shoot on my Glock 17 Gen 5. But they are metal and they're white dot. Way better than the factory Glock ones that this copies. So that I'm real impressed with. Let's go ahead, fire this off. Let's try to pop that MGM Coyote target. Try for a headshot. Alright, popped him in the head a couple of times. Let's go for the bowling pin. Oop, had a misfire. I am shooting my reloads. Pop that out of there. Bowling pin. There we go. I was shooting too high. Now it's a rocking that. Let's try the small plate. Alright, popping the small plate with no issues. Tried a little gopher. Alright, we got him on the last round. Alright, the trigger. Believe it or not, with that being the hinge trigger like the Smith & Wesson M&P, I hate the M&P one. This one, I really like it. The touch to my finger on it, the actual shoe feel, I like it a lot more than the M&P. I actually think I might like it better than the Glock. Now we got a KCI USA 17 round magazine. I already did a video with this gun with these magazines and they fired perfectly fine in it. I want to try to bear down and hit that steel plate again, so let's try that. Alright, if I take my time and do what I can do and do my job right, sights are pretty good on this from the factory. Gotta love that for the price of this gun. Bowling pin. Alright, we knocked the crap out of both of those. Let's go back to the gopher. Alright, small silhouette target. Alright, think it's funny, on the last round my brass catcher always falls off, but as for the gun here so far, I'm really digging this for a budget gun. Alright, last magazine we got here is going to be another 17 round KCI USA magazine. I think I'm just going to go left to right and pop them all twice and see where we go from there. Alright, like this gun, let me give you my final thoughts on it. Alright, what's my final thoughts here on the PSA Dagger Compact here? Lot of stuff to like, guys. Really, there's a lot of stuff to like. Couple of things I don't like. First thing I don't like this magazine release here. There's like no texture on it. It is very stiff. It does drop the magazines out, but it's very stiff. Well, me being a lefty, I use my trigger finger, so usually that's a strong finger. I gotta push it real hard to get that magazine. That's one thing I don't like about it. One other thing I don't like about it, I do not like the finger groove here. I like that they got a higher cut than a Glock, so your knuckle gets in there a lot better than any of the other Glocks do from the factory, but I really hate that bump right there. I wish this was like the Gen 5 and they would just smooth that out right there. That would be nice. Another thing I don't like about it is right up here, this groove they try to put in here. I'm going to guess that's for people to put their finger up here, but to me that don't feel comfortable at all. I wish they would have made this flat right here on the trigger guard, just like they did on the Glock. Another thing I want to show you guys here, if I didn't at the tabletop, I'm doing this on 2 different days, so I don't remember here. We can see that the gun's clear. Right on the back here, on the Glock, there's no hole right there. To me, that's a place for dirt and debris to get in. Of all the reviews I've watched on this, nobody has mentioned that. I've never shot a Gen 3 Glock, but I got a Gen 4 and 5, and I can tell you right now where that backing plate is, there's no hole there. I'd like to see the frame come up and cover that up just to keep dirt and debris out of it. And the last thing I can think of that I don't like about it is the pins right here in the back, and this one in the front are roll pins instead of regular pins, and you can't use regular Glock pins in that. That's another thing I don't like. And I'm trying to think of anything else here. Oh, the barrel. Look at the wear on the hood. Whatever they use on this barrel, it does not cover good on that barrel, and it gets a lot of wear. Not a biggie, but just something I noticed. And I think that's everything. Oh yeah, one more thing. They did like Glock and they only put 1 rail here. I know it's a clone, but go ahead and put a pick rail on there. That'd make a lot more people happy, and you could use a lot more accessories that don't have to be just for a Glock on it. Now I think that's everything I don't like about it. Let's go over what I do like about it. Now the main thing I love about the PSA Dagger is the grip. It's more rounded, and the texture of it, your hand with that other cut, it just feels so much better holding this. I carry a Gen 5 Glock with no finger grooves, but it's still kind of blocky. This is a lot more rounded. The texture is perfect. It's not rough like a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0, but it's not real soft either like, say, a first gen Smith & Wesson M&P. It's like right in the middle, and I like that. You can get a good grip on it. Back here, you got a little bit of a beaver tail. Let's go to the slide. What do I like better about the slide? First off, it comes with metal sights from the factory. Glock, you can learn something from PSA here. Metal sights from the factory. This thing is like $300 cheaper than a Glock, and a Glock comes with plastic, and this one comes with steel. Come on, Glock, get with the times. Put some steel sights on it. More stuff I like about the frame here. For one, this one is an optics cut. I'm not using it because I bought this gun used, and one of the holes is screwed up on it, but I'm not going to hold that against the gun. That was the previous owner screwing it up. The cuts. You got the front serrations here and the rear. You can get a hold of those nice. You can do press checks from top, underneath, and no problem. The end of it is beveled. I like that. It took Glock 5 generations to get that front bevel on the frame and on the slide right here. PSA did that right off the bat. And also just the cuts up here and in the back, they're all rounded off. It is not blocky at all like a Glock. Now the trigger on this, make sure we're clear here. The trigger on this, I actually like it. Being a hinge trigger, I thought I wouldn't like it at all because I hate the M&P hinge trigger. I actually like this because it's more flat and it goes straight when you pull it back. I really like that. And then the actual trigger pull, we measured it inside, but you got just a tad bit of creep here. Not much. And then you got the snap and then the reset. Right there's the reset. Audible and tactile. I really like that. Believe it or not, I'm really happy with the trigger in this. A lot of people complain about it, but I think they had the early ones of these, and I think PSA figured out what they did wrong with it, and it's smoothed out. And truthfully, I don't mind the trigger in this at all. I kind of like it. And of course, the one thing, like I mentioned in the first 100 round video of this, that I bought it used and I got kind of screwed in 2 ways on. It's supposed to have the metal guide rod. This one had a plastic Glock one in it. And then, like I said, one of the holes is screwed up for the optics. So I got to shoot this just like a regular gun. And that's how I'm reviewing this, as the 300 beans gun. That's what I'm reviewing it as. And I'd say for 300 beans, you cannot beat it with everything you get for it. I'd almost call this the king of the budget pistols. So overall, for a budget gun, if you only got 300 beans, definitely go and pick one of these up. Now the nice thing about these are right now they're running blem lowers for 60 beans. 60 beans for a complete lower that has everything in it. You just need to get whatever slide you like to slap on there. And the one thing about that is there is so many variations of this slide out there. You can go from mild to wild with it, slap it on there, and you got you a good Gucci Glock if you want to, for cheaper than a regular stock Glock. So that's about everything I could think of about this for the review here. Like I said, I would recommend it. So far, the only issue I had, I looked at that one round that didn't go off. It wasn't a light primer strike. That was with my reloads, and with a primer I really don't like, and that's the reason why, because they're kind of hard. So I can't even chalk that up to this. So as always, check my link tree out down below. Down in my link tree, I'll have links to Axle hearing protection, Gators eyewear, and other things I like using. Some of them are affiliated accounts that help out the channel, and some of them got discount codes to save you guys money. So as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below. We are one nation under God, and I'll see you all on the next one.